Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Welcome, respected friends, for another day of our effort to do sadhana by the grace of the Guru Parampara, the Lord. Like every day, today also let us do our 5 sadhanas, 5 tapasyas. Vedic chanting, common sense thought, Mangalacharana shloka with Sankalpa, Veda mantra Ucharana, Upanishad mantra Ucharana, then our Upanishad Adhyanam with Bhashyam. We are blessed here to study Shwethashwathara Upanishad of this chapter. Mantradrashta, the Rishi, the Shwethashwathara Rishi is indicating to us the Lakshana of Paramatma, Swarupa as well as Tatastha. And then he is repeatedly telling us that knowing that Paramatma is being that Paramatma, and by being that Paramatma through knowing, we are freed from all limitations. We are freed from all bondages. So it's a very informative, inspiring, and indicative for the ultimate goal of moksha. So through every day's our study, let us observe how deep our understanding is becoming, how convincing it's becoming, and how truly we are in this endeavor path of self-realization or knowing the inner true self, the Atman, the Brahman. Let us bring all our prema, bhakti, shraddha, ekagrata in doing all our these 5 sadhanas of this day. Starting with Vedic chanting, we are into the Rigveda Parayanam, ninth Mandalam. Let us do today 62 and 63 Anuvaka. If the time permits, the next one also. Let us start. ॐ अथ वेदपारायणम् ऋग्वेदः नवममण्डलम् अथ द्विषष्टितम अनुवाकादारभ्य ॐ एते अस्रुग्रमिन्दवस्तिरः पवित्रमाशवः विश्वान्यभिसौभगा विघ्नन्तो दुरिता पुरुषुगा तोकाय वाजिनः तना कृण्वन्तो अर्वते कृण्वन्तो वरिवो गवेभ्यर्षन्ति सुष्ठुतिम् इडामस्मभ्यं संयतम् असाव्यं शुर्मदायाप्सु दक्षो गिरिष्ठाः शेनो न योनिमासदत शुभ्रमन्धो देववातमप्सु धूतो नृभिः सुतः स्वदन्ति गावः पयोभिः आदिमश्वं न हेतारो शूशुभन् नमृताय मध्वोरसं सधमादे यास्ते धारा मधुश्च्युतोऽश्रु रमिन्द ऊतये ताभिः पवित्रमासदः सो हर्षेन्द्राय पीतये तिरोरोमाण्यव्ययाम् सीदन्यो नावनेष्वा त्वमिन्दो परिस्रवस्वादिष्ठो अङ्गिरोभ्यः वरिवो विद्घृतं पयः अयं विचर्षणीर्हितः पवमानः सचेतति हिन्वा न आप्यं बृहत् एष वृषा वृषप्रतः पवमानो अशस्तिः करद्वसो निदाशुषे आपवस्वसहस्रिणं रयिं गोमन्तमश्विनं पुरुश्चन्द्रं पुरुस्पृहम् एषस्य परिशिच्यते मर्मृज्यमान आयुभिः उरुगायः कविक्रतुः सहस्रोतिः शतामगो विमानो रजसः कविः इन्द्राय भवते मदः गिरा जात इह स्तुत इन्दुरिन्द्राय धीयते वीर्यो नावसताविव पवमानः सुतो नृभिः सोमो वाजमिवासरथ चमूषु शक्मनासदं तं त्रिपुरुष्टे त्रिवन्धुरे रथे युञ्जन्ति यातवे ऋषीणां सप्तधीतिभिः तं सोतारोधनस्पृतमाशुं वाजाययातवे हरिं हिनोत वाजिनम् आविशन् कलशं सुतो विश्वा अर्षन्न विश्रियः शूरो न गोषु तिष्ठति आत इन्दो मदाय कम्पयो दुहन्त्यायवः देवा देवेभ्यो मधो आनः सोमं पवित्र आसृजता मधुमत्तमम् देवेभ्यो देवश्रुत्तमम् एते सोमा असृक्षत गृणानाः श्रवसे महे मदिन्तमस्य धारया अभिगव्यानि वीतये नृम्णा पुनानो अर्षसि सनद्वाजः परिस्रव उदनो गोमतीरिषो विश्वा हर्षवरिष्टुभः गृणानो जमदग्निना पवस्व वाचो अग्र्यः सोमचित्राभिरोतिभिः अविविश्वानि काव्या त्वं समुद्रिया अपौग्र्यो वाच ईरयन् पवस्व विश्वमेजय तुभ्येमा भुवना कवे महिम्ने सोमतस्थिरे तुभ्यमर्षन्ति सिन्धवः रते दिवो न वृष्टयो धारा यन्त्यसश्चतः अभिशुक्रामुपस्थिरम् इन्द्रायेन्दुं पुनीतनोग्रं दक्षाय साधनम् ईशानं वीतिराधसं पवमानऋतः कविः सोमः पवित्रमासदत् ददत्स्त्रोत्रे सुवीर्यम् 63 आपवस्व सहस्रिणं रयिं सोम सुवीर्यम् अस्मे श्रवांसि धारय इषमूर्जं च पिन्वस इन्द्राय मत्सरिन्थमः चमोष्वा निषीदसि सुत इन्द्राय विष्णवे सोमः कलशे अक्षरत् मधुमा अस्तु वायवे एते अश्रुग्रमाशवोति वरांसि बभ्रवः सोमारुतस्य धारया इन्द्रं वर्धन्तो अप्तुरः कृण्वन्तो विश्वमार्यम् अवघ्नन्तो अरावणः सुता अनुस्वमारजोऽभ्यर्षन्ति बभ्रवः इन्द्रं गच्छन्त इन्दवः अयापवस्वधारयायया सूर्यमरोचयः हिन्वानो मानुषीरवः अयुक्तसूर एतशम्पवमानो मनावधीम् अन्तरिक्षेण यातवे उतत्याहरितो दशसूरो अयुक्तयातवे इन्दुरिन्द्र इति ब्रुवन् परीतो वायवे सुतङ्गिर इन्द्राय वत्सरम् अव्यो वारेषु सिञ्चत पवमानविदारयिमस्मभ्यं सोमदुष्टरम् यो दूणाशोपनुष्यदा अभ्यर्ष सहस्रिणं रयिं गोमन्तमश्विनम् अविवाजमुतश्रवः सोमो देवो न सूर्योद्रिभिः पवते सुदः ददानः कलशे रसं एते धामान्यार्या शुक्रा ऋतस्य धारया वाजङ्गोमन्तमक्षरन् सुता इन्द्राय वज्रिणे सोमासो दध्याशिरः पवित्रमत्यक्षरन् रसोमधुमत्तमो राये हर्षपवित्र आ मधो यो देववीतमः तमीमृजन्त्याय वो हरिं नदीषु वाजिनम् इन्दुमिन्द्राय मत्सरम् आपवस्व हिरण्यवदश्वावत् सोमवीरवत् वाजङ्गोमन्तमाभर परिवाचेन वाचयमव्यो वारेषु सिञ्चद इन्द्राय मधुमत्तमम् कविं मृजन्ति मर्जं धीभिर्विप्रा अवस्यवः वृषाकनिक्रदर्शदे पृषणन् देवीरप्तुरं सोममृतस्य धारया मते विप्राः समस्वरन् पवस्वदेवायुषगिन्द्रं गच्छतु ते मदः वायुमारोह धर्मणा पवमाननितोषसे रयिं सोम श्रवायं प्रियः समुद्रमाविश अपग्नन् पवसे मृदः क्रतुवित्सो ममत्सरः सुदस्वादेव युञ्जनम् पवमाना असृक्षथ सोमाः शुक्रास इन्दवः अविविश्वानि काव्या पवमानास आशवः शुभ्रा असृग्रमिन्दवः घ्नन्तो विश्वा अपद्विषः पवमाना दिवस्पर्यन्तरिक्षादसृक्षत पृथिव्या अधिसानवि पुनानः सोमधारयेन्दो विश्वा अपस्रिधः जहि रक्षांसि सुक्रतो अपग्नन् सोमरक्षसोऽभ्यर्ष अनिक्रदतो द्युमन्तं शुष्ममुत्तमम् अस्मे वसो निधारय सोमदिव्यानि पार्थिव इन्दो विश्वानि वार्या ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Hope you have enjoyed this Vedic chanting, friends. There is nothing to be that way enjoyment. It is more devotion, shraddha, bhakti, reverence to this most sacred Vedas. If not we, the Sanatana Dharmins, who else will revere, respect, value, and practice these Vedic chantings, followed by Vedic knowledge, followed by Vedic way of lifestyle? May we make it a very important valued aspect, activity of our life. Friends, in today's common sense thought, it is always good to go back to the roots, to recheck where we stand in our maturity, in our sincerity, in our applicability, in our spiritual growth. The roots for our tattva sadhana, adhyatmika sadhana, the basics are always these nine divine most important qualities, which generally we neglect them, or only little bit we do them, or after learning them, gaining them, when we start walking the Adhyatmika path sadhana, we forget the importance of them, thereby we may even give them up, thus become disqualified for the true spiritual inner deeper journey. These nine Adbhuta qualities are called, though they are nine in number, but they are called as Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada. Again and again, we have to go back to and refer to these qualities. Ki, have we thoroughly mastered these gunas? As it is said, you can see in our Tattva Bodha Grantha Prakarana given by Bhagavan Adi Shankara, which we will be getting a chance to study maybe in a few months' time. The first sutra itself, he starts saying, Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshamaha. The only way for the moksha is to experience Tattva. Tattva is already there, we are already that, but still it is mixed up with Atattva. Therefore, by Viveka, by rejecting the Atattva, by identifying with the Tattva, we get the moksha. So, this Tattva Viveka is taught by the Guru to us, by the Shruti Mata to us, by our Upanishads. But is everybody qualified for that? No. Then who is the one? Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna is the one who is Adhikari. So, Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarina. The one who is the adhikari because of having the sadhana chatushtaya sampada, or the one who has thoroughly mastered the sadhana chatushtaya sampada alone is adhikari to go to the guru and to listen from him the tattva viveka, and able to do the tattva viveka and reject the atattva and identify with the tattva and then get moksha, liberated from all the atattva anatva. So simple, so direct, so sweet. Our Bhagavan Shankara says there, and is the essence of all the Upanishads, etc., the qualification aspect. So think again and again about each of them and see that they are fully mastered by us. Go back again and again to that and recheck, reassess. It's like the flight when landed. Every time when it has to take off, thoroughly it is checked with its airworthiness, flying worthy, take off worthy. Every aspect has to be checked. That 1 hour, 2 hour, when that is there in that way or bus or shed, whatever you call, every seat is checked inside, every engine checked in the cockpit, every electronic things, AC, all of them have to be seen. In the same way, if you truly ask for the advice for all of us is to every day check, recheck, and refuel, re-strengthen or tighten ourselves in all these 9 of the sadhanas or 4 of the sadhanas. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. In the third, there are 6. Therefore, they make it 1 plus 2, 2, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 1, the last one, 9. To call them as sadhana chatushtaya sampada, one of them is having 6 qualities. So each of them, by name we must know them, by definition we must know them, by understanding and conviction we must know them, and we have to thoroughly, uncompromisingly, completely inculcate those qualities in us. It's a very good effort, necessary effort, compulsory effort it is. Just like no vehicle can move without the due fueling or charging. All engine is perfect, everything is good, but आपने उसको फ्यूल नहीं किया या वहाँ की बैटरी को आपने चार्ज नहीं किया तो वो इंजन काम नहीं करता. व्हीकल हो या कोई भी. In the same way, the adhyatmic journey of you and I is always because of the fuel of the sadhana chatushtaya sampada. So sadhana chatushtaya sampada is the title. Throughout life, let us remember. The sampada, the rich wealth, which is called as wealth, not that which is given to us by 4 fathers, 5 fathers, 6 fathers. Real sampada is samyak padyate iti sampada. Samyak means very well, efforts put. Padyate means therefore gained or achieved. That which is gained or achieved by our own very well planned and thorough efforts. That's sampada. That achievement is called sampada. It can be the dhana sampada, it can be the udyoga naukari sampada, it can be the vidya sampada. Here it is the qualification, arhata, yogyata sampada. But that we only have to understand, put efforts, master them. If one is not convinced about the need of this sadhana chatushtaya sampada, then he is at very basic, low or no level of spirituality at all. In other words, someone who says, I will not have this sadhana chatushtaya sampada, still I will do my sadhana and I will reach the goal, is just mistaken, thoroughly mistaken, blatant and very, what do you call that? Very, very terrible mistake it is. As good as or as bad as one engine is not working and you want to take off the flight, or the fuel is not put and you want it to travel, you want it to get started or move. Many of us, very good students, We are regular, we try to do other sadhanas, but in none of them we progress, and we never want to understand the reason, accept it, and correct ourselves at that level. And that is this basic minimum qualification of sadhana chatushtaya sampada. Just see one by one. First one is called as vivekaha. Second is vairagyaha. Third one is Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi. Fourth is Mumukshutvam Cha. Mumukshutvam Mumukshuta. So Vivekaha is the first sadhana. In that Viveka, the definition is this. And that definition has to be digested. That should be thoroughly mastered in our understanding. What is Vivekaha? Brahma Nityavastu Ekam Brahma Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. Viveka is about Nitya and Anitya. Viveka is about Nitya and Anitya. And Nitya Vastu Ekam. Only there is one object, one thing which is eternal Nitya. And what is it? The Brahma Vastu. Which is the theme of Vedanta, theme of Upanishads, theme of the Advaita Mumukshu. So Nitya Vastu Ekam, that is Brahma. Tadvyatiriktam Sarvam, anything other than that is Anityam. All of that is Anitya. So therefore, all expressions, including starting from the Ishwaratva up to whatever the gross things we see, all are, which are other than Brahman, they are Anitya. Tat Vyatariktam Sarvam Anityam. Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Be firm in that. In that firm understanding, the thing should be that how much ever we may not care, not consider, or forget, never even are in touch with the Brahman, still it alone is Nitya. In the same way, with all our struggles and efforts, everything other than Brahman, how much ever we try to make it Nitya, they can never be Nitya, they are Anitya only. Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. You may try to make this or to do this or that, to make the things Nitya, it cannot. Right? It can be the objects, the gadgets in our house. It can be our other properties like the house and etc. vehicles. It can be our own Dehendriya Prana Mano Buddhyadi Upadi. It can be the entire Bhugola or Panchamaha Bhutas. The entire cosmos universe made out of it. All of that are other than Brahman. They're all Anitya. Accept it. That's the fact. Nitya Vastu substratum Ekam Brahma. Tadvyatiriktam Sarvam Anitya. Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. Anityam, yet we are seeing it, therefore it's called Mithya. In the other text, the definition is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithyeti Evam Rupo Vinishchayah Soyam Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekah Pariganyate. Saha ayam Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekah iti Pariganyate. What is that? Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya iti. Evam Rupaha Vinishchayah. This deep conviction, understanding, doubtless, that Brahma Satyam Jagat is Mithya. Mithya is which appears, but not real. Appears at one period of time and not always. This is called first clarity, Viveka, in the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada. How much deeply we are convinced about it. Are we forgetting this aspect when we are living in this world? And therefore, are we taking or thinking anything to be permanent? Then we have lost Viveka at that time. The moment anything we see, we must know it's other than Brahman, therefore it is Anitya. Then whatever interaction we have to do, relativity we have to have with it, that we may do it. But समझ लो पहले कि ये अनित्य है. Okay. Then second sadhana is called, second qualification is called, second sampada is called as, out of the four sadhana chatushti sampada, called as vairagya. What is vairagya? Iha swarga bhogeshu ichcharahityam vairagyam. Iha bhogeshu swarga bhogeshu ichcharahityam is vairagya. Because they are not permanent, I need not involve in them. That ichcharahityam, not even a thought, not even a sankalpa to have any bhoga for any of the vastus of this world and other world. Because they are all mithya kalpita, they won't give the permanent happiness. That ichcharahityam is vairagya. See that? If we see now our hearts, with all our so far, whatever studies we have done, satsangs we have heard, Guru Bhakti we tried, Daiva Bhakti we tried. So many very beautiful sadhanas we have done, no doubt. But is the second sadhana Vairagya? Have we mastered? देखा जाए ना, तो we have to bend our head only down because so much of bhoga ichha are still there in us. And that bhoga ichha is so regular, so continuous every day with all our indriyas of all the objects. Actually, the one who has mastered the Vairagya, he has none of the vastus of the world as bhoga vastus at all in his mind. He never understands, accepts them as bhoga vastu. It is nidra also for him is only rest and recouping to come back to do sadhana. Nidra is not bhoga to him. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandhas are only for survival to the extent required. None of them are bhoga vastu, mainly the drupa as well as the rasa. And these two things, the forms through the eyes, the taste to the tongue, are the ones to which we are the slaves. We take so many of those things are bhoga vastu and we want to have the bhoga of them. That means we don't have the vairagya at all. इह स्वर्गभोगेषु इच्छाराहित्यं vairagyam. In another text, in a bigger definition, tad vairagyam jihasaya darshana shravanadivihi dehadi brahma paryante anitye bhogavastuni. So darshana shravanadivihi, through all our faculties, dehadi brahma paryanta, from the stula deha up to the brahma paryanta, uh, towards all the bhoga, jihasa, disinterestedness, dislikingness. I am spiritual seeker, seeker of the inner self. How can I get lost in these vastus? That sort of very strong feeling, therefore, jihasa. Tadvairagyam jihasaya darshana shravanadivihi dehadi brahma paryante anitye bhogavastuni. So this world, that world, other world, in all the bhoga vastus, which so far we consider bhoga vastu, now we have jihasa because we know that they are neither real and nor the nitya, eternal. Anitya bhoga vastuni jihasa is called as vairagya. Dekho how important it is. And if this is not there, our all mind's attention will be leaked into these only, pulled into this bhoga only. Then we cannot be sufficiently able to focus in our study, in our contemplations, in our meditations for knowing the self. That tattva viveka which is said, with which the atattva we drop and we identify with the tattva and get moksha, the tattva viveka which has to happen continuously all the time can never even trigger or get initiated also if someone is not having that vairagya. Because the moment you try to do so, the desires which we have for the bhogavastu, that will pull our mind. Our mind is pulled towards it, then we cannot engage in that tattva viveka at all. In many of us, for many years, though we listen, continuously listen, yet our own personal tattva viveka has not at all started effectively, efficiently, because the whole attention is only for these bhogavastus. Isn't it? Continuous. That's the maya, that's the moha, that's the delusion. That's the one, if we are not conscious, careful, we are just pulled towards it. Isn't it? So therefore, day in and day out, our viveka and our vairagya, we have to keep on strengthening. Through viveka, the vairagya grows. Also through prayer, the vairagya grows. And also through the Guru Kripa, the vairagya grows. Mainly is through my own personal viveka. That how can I see the non-eternal or impermanent or temporary, or that which is not real, or that which is projected. ऐसे सोचते हुए we have to have vairagya for every anitya bhoga vastu. Every vastu is anitya only. So in this way we are told to have this vairagya aspect. As masters we are in that, so important it is. Then only the next third sadhana of sadhana chatushtaya will be able to master. Sorry, Shamadhi Shatka Sampada will be able to focus and master. वो भी जरूरी है. They are 6 in a number. विवेकः, sorry, शमः, दमः, उपरतिः, तितिक्षा, श्रद्धा, समाधान. शम, dama, uparati, titiksha, shraddha, samadhanam. All these 6 put together is under one category, Shamadhi Shatka Sampada, which is the third of the 4 sadhanas. साधना चतुष्टय संपदा में तीसरे साधना है समाधि षटक संपदा. In that the 6 aspects are told. All of them are necessary and all of them have to be 100% mastered. In none of these spiritual Vedantic sadhanas there is any concession or compromise allowed. For being able to do sadhana perfectly, thoroughly, and reach out to the destination, the goal. That we have to be very careful about it. No, it's not that any sentiments, emotions from our side asking for concession, or from the Guru, he is angry, he is ruthless, he is rude, therefore he is not giving me any concession. ऐसी emotional बात नहीं है. It is so simple and important and logical. When these sampadas are not there, in by default we are distracted. By default we are weakened. By default we are weakened by that. Energies go away. We can't fully focus on the deep, subtle knowledge of the Upanishads. Nor we can do that Tattva Viveka continuously. Without these sadhana chatushtaya sampada, 10,000 lives we may try for the Tattva Viveka and have Tattva Anubhuti and get moksha. It will never happen. Just as simple as that. Therefore, let us pray to the Lord and try our best to have the desire to have this sadhana chatushtaya sampada, to have the conviction about the need of the sadhana चतुष्टय. ये हमारे लिए कोशिश करनी, हमको प्रार्थना करनी. Okay. So Viveka Vairagya, we try to see little bit. Then what are these 6 sadhanas of Shamadhi Shatka Sampada? First one is Shamaha. Shamaha kaha. What is Shamaha? Mano Nigraha. The mind is fully brought into our own regulation or discipline, our own control, our own mastery. We have controlled, mastered our mind. That's called Shamaha. Simple, no? Shamakaha Mano Nigraha. Mano Nigraha. The bigger definition is Virajya Vishaya Vratat Dosha Drushtya Muhurmuhu Swalakshe Niyatavastha Manasaha Shama Uchyate. Again and again, with the Dosha Drushti, pulling away from Vishayas, when the mind is focused on Swalaksha, and Swalaksha is our Tattva Viveka here. That is called as Shamaha. Swalakshe Niyata Avastha. So Virajya Vishayavrata Dosha Drushtya Muhur is a sadhana. The achieved is Swalakshe Niyata Avastha. So when my mind is Niyata Rupena Avasthita in my Swalaksha. Niyata Rupena, effortlessly, continuously. Avasthita, stationed, established in. Swalaksha, in my Laksha of Tattva Chintana. Tattva Vivek. This is called achieved Shama. Further sadhana is where the mind is going, running into the Vishayavarat. So what we have to do? The Virajya, Viraga. How the Viraga is gained? Dosha Drushti. So with the Dosha Drushti, with the Pratipaksha Bhavana, from all the Vishayavarata, having developed the Vairagya, now that mind is not going into the Vishayas through the senses, therefore it is now Swalakshe Niyata. That position of the mind is called as Shamitamana, and not once a while, not accidentally, not by any other external means, but it's a permanently achieved thing. At any given moment of time, I am able to put my mind in my goal without any problem, doubt, ambiguity, effort. That achievement is called Shama. Then in the Yoga Bhasha, the mind runs in Deshakala Vastu. So pulling the mind from Deshakala Vastu through Dharana Dhyana Samadhi is called Samyamita Mana. What you call is Samyamita Mana in Yoga Bhasha is called Shamaha in the Vedanta. And this definition we have to understand clearly, then we have to feel for it and we have to master it. Let us learn from Gita and let us learn from Arjuna to be not like Arjuna, wherein he'll have to fight the war, dharmic, and get victory for the dharma. But he is defeated in himself because of his emotional attachment to the beings there, whoever they are. So too, we also should not be like Arjuna to be emotionally attached to anything because of which we are not accepting the importance of this sadhana chaturthi sampada and we are not doing that. ये थोड़ा सीख लेना. Like for Arjuna, what is told by Lord Krishna, ये तुम्हारा धर्म है, वासु युद्ध करो. इसी तरह, to obtain this sadhana chaturthi sampada is a dharma for me, necessary dharma for me, for doing the tattva viveka, to experience the tattva and get mukta from atattva. Therefore, no chance, time, value anyway given to these things through emotions. Compromise nahi karna in the understanding and in the acceptance, in the practice and in the mastery of these sadhanas. My mind has to be controlled, that's it. The controlled mind is that which is by my choice and willingness is focusing on Tattva Viveka all the time. And it runs into the Vishayas, Vishaya Vrata, Vrata means chore. So dosha dushtya virajya Vishaya Vrata. Again and again seeing the dosha. And what is the dosha in the Vishaya? We become Vishayi, we become Karta Bhokta, we become Samsari. We will be suffering only life and after one after the life. This is called dosha drushti. And it is taking me away from my tattvanubhuti. Instead of getting moksha, I am doing all my efforts only to get more and more baddha bound. These are all called dosha drushtis. With that, from every of the Vishaya, the mind is pulled and it is put only in Tattva Viveka. It's called as Shamaha. So too, what is Damaha? The Indriya. Damakaha Chakshuradi Bhakendriya Nigraha. So, all the Indriyas, when they are pulled away from their respective fields, that is called Damaha. Indriya Nigraha is Damaha, Mano Nigraha is Shamaha. Shama Dama, Mano Indriya Nigraha. So, Vishayebhya Paravartya Sthapanam Swaswagolake Ubhayesham Indriyanam Sadamaha Parikirtitaha. So, Vishayebhya Paravartya, returning from the Vishayas. Sthapanam Swaswagolake, putting them in their own respective Golakas. Ubhayesham Indriyanam, both Jnanendriya and Karmendriyas. Saha Damaha Parikirtitaha, that's called as Damaha. Damakaha Chakshuradivahendriya Nigraha. So the smaller definition, the bigger one. So Vishebhya Paravartya Sthapanam Swasvagolake Uvesham Indriyana. All the Indriyas are in their own Golaka, they are not running to their respective Vishayas. All the Vishayas may be around us, but still they are like a well trained, well disciplined dog or dogs. सारे खाने की चीज रखे हैं but they won't. They are controlled. When whatever the master gives, that only the dogs take. Isn't it? We have seen that in so many of the trainings. In the same way, our Indriyas are trained not to go into the Vishayas, stay in their own Golaka. कोई जरूरत नहीं. When my goal is through Tattva Viveka, knowing the Tattva, why should I involve in these things? Again, here also, the dosha drushti pratipaksha bhavana helps us. Okay. Then doparati titiksha shraddha samadhanam mumukshuta. These 5 things, we will see them tomorrow. Right, friends? 2 days. Just ponder over them and reset ourselves. Are we lagging behind in any of them? Then we have to just pull ourselves, mastery of them. Let all this happen in our goodwill. Finally, the thing to be achieved is whether it is in outer vyavahara or in our mind, other than spiritual sadhana, we are not doing anything involving anything. To that extent of mastery when we have, then only we become qualified for the revelation of the truth on the seat of meditation. Once you know the truth, come back, you can serve the world. Isn't it? Initial services are to get the sadhana chatushtaya sampada only. So that little bit of seva to the world, that's okay. That also we should not get caught up in the कुछ लोगों को ना बात पल्ला नहीं पड़ता. Say Guru told, do this seva. At that time Guru told, do this seva because the antakarna shuddhi is required. Now these fellows, Guru told seva karke, they keep on doing that only. Guru will not again come to say, beta roko, ruko. It should be understood. He told it to do to get the antakarna shuddhi. When the shuddhi antakarna happens, become introvert and do sadhana. He will not be behind you every time telling you. When he says do seva, means come out of your thought of indulgence in the world, live in the outer life with the seva bhava, do some seva, so that all your inner pressures for your indulgence go away. With that quiet mind, become introverted. That's what he meant. But they go on insisting on seva seva, Guru ne kaha karne ko. And they do and they force others also do. अरे कोई तत्व ज्ञान वाला गुरु will he tell us that permanently involved in the outer world? Common sense है वो. But my guru told me, अरे he will not again and again come and say, common sense use करो अपना भी. Isn't it? Many people are in that way caught up so many ways. That time Guru in that flash of moment quickly said सेवा कर. No, he had no time that time to बेटा सेवा करो अंतःकरण शुद्धि करो. Then अंतर्मुख हो जाओ. उस समय अंतर्मुख होकर doing your inner sadhana is real seva. This you won't tell accurate. No? The Guru only talking in these shastras. No, your Guru only is talking. In this way, let us be careful. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Remaining things tomorrow we'll see. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शांति 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 ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ओम येरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वम् ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यम् ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां ओम श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानां ओम सुकृते दिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता सम दर्शन लालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणम् ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदम् ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो ओम तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन मुक्ति प्राप्ति अस्मिन् क्षणे सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति धर्म संस्थापकानां निरन्तरः दिग्विजयः राम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष मार्गाणां विश्वे भारतवर्षे सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगम आद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकंठं नमाम्यहम्. So, fourth chapter we have chanted yesterday. One round we will do the fifth and sixth chapter, Parayanam. So, let us chant the fifth chapter, first five mantras. Om Hatha Panchamodhyayah. Om Dve Akshare Brahma Pare Tvanante Vidya Vidye Nihite Yatra Gudhe Ksharam Tvavidya Hi Amrutam Tvavidya विद्या विद्ये ईशते यस्तु सोऽन्यः यो योनिं योनिमतितिष्ठत्येकः विश्वानि रूपाणि योनिश्च सर्वाः ऋषिं प्रसूतं कपिलं यस्तमग्रे ज्ञानैर्बिभर्ति जायमानं च पश्येत् एकैकं जालं बहुधा विकुर्वन् अस्मिन् क्षेत्रे संहरत्येष देवः भूयः सृष्ट्वा यतयस्तथेशः सर्वाधिपत्यं कुरुते महात्मा सर्वादिश ऊर्ध्वमदश्च तिर्यक प्रकाशयन् भ्राजते यद्वनड्वान् एवं स देवो भगवान् वरेण्यः योनिस्वभावान् अतितिष्ठत्येकः यच्च स्वभावं पचति विश्वयोनिः पाच्यांश्च सर्वान् परिणामयेद्यः सर्वमेतद्विश्वमतितिष्ठत्येकः गुणांश्च सर्वान् विनियोजयेत् यः. क्या मंत्र है. कब हमारा मन बुद्धि पूर्णतया इस मंत्रों का अध्ययन में ही रमना शुरू करेगा. That's the sankalpa. That's the prarthana. That is the prayatnam. So, yesterday, this mantra, Pandra, we have seen completely. What was that? Isaiva Kale Bhuvanasya Gopta. Between the one Srishti concluded in Pralaya, the new Srishti is made in between time. That entire Bhuvanas, which have to come in the next Kalpa, facilitating the life and sadhana of all the jivas, the Lord is the one who is the protector of that. Means, when the right time comes, He is the one who is going to project the world with all its things and giving the respective upadis to the beings. Saiva Kale Bhuvanasya Gopta. Then he is Vishwa Adhipaha. He is the Lord of all. Sarvabhuteshu Gudaha. He is very much is there, hidden in every of the beings. Yasmin Yukta Brahmarshayo Devataha. All the Adhikari Purushas, Karaka Purushas, like the Brahmarshis of Sarakadi and Devatas like Brahmadi are Yasmin Yuktaha. They are all in the Atma Bhava with that Parama Atma Tattva. Then only at the Upadhi level, they do whatever they have to do in the outer phenomenal world. Okay. Now, what is our job? Tamevam Jnatva Mrutyupashan Shinat. Tamevam or Tameva Jnatva. When we know him, we get freed from the snare of Mrutyu. Mrutyu Pashasayam Chutjat. So, तमेवम और तमेव ज्ञात्वा का अर्थ क्या हुआ कि तमेव ईश्वरम ज्ञात्वा. And how we do the jnanam of the Ishvara? That it is that he is there in Kailasa, or he is there in that mandira, or he is there in that puja mandira, in that vigraha. What is the way of knowing the Paramatma? What is the recommended way of knowing Paramatma finally is Tameva Ishwaram Jnatva in this way. In what way? Brahma Aham Asmi iti aparokshi kritya. He is Brahma, that Brahma is Aham only Asmi iti aparokshi kritya. So Siddhanta Jnanam is called Paroksha Jnana, intellectual knowledge, which is initial requirement. But that Paroksha Jnanam through sadhana made the aparoksha anubhuti. That's the meaning of aparokshi kritya. Aham Brahma asmi. Yes, Brahma aham asmi iti aparokshi kritya. So that Paramatma Tattva, which is being explained in so many ways, alone is called Upanishad Vedya Brahma Tattva, and that Brahman is I am. In that way, aparoksha anubhuti prapya. Only then, what will happen? Aparokshi kritya mrityu pashan chinati. The chedanam, cutting asunder, burning away of these two things will happen. One is mrityu, which is avidya and tamaha. Second is pashaha, which is the pashate iti pashaha rupadayaha. The world of objects which bind us to them. Therefore, they are called as pashas. They are all burnt. So, therefore, the subtle point is because I have realized myself to be Brahman, the avidya is gone. Earlier, because of that avidya only, I considered myself to be the jiva with the upadhis. And with these upadhis, I was bound to the Vishayas outside. Therefore, the Vishayas, Pashas, will continue to bind us as long as we want to have Sukha through them. We will want to have Sukha through them as long as we consider ourselves to be the Upadhi-yukta Jiva. And this continues till the avidya is there. And avidya when goes away through the vidya, siddhanta and anubhuti, aparoksha anubhuti, then I am the self. Then there is no avidya. There is no avidya janita jiva bhava. There is no upadhi tadatmya. There is no need of giving sukha to the upadhis. There is no need of running behind upadhi. Therefore, there is no pashata bondage. Right? Remember, just like when I am not aware of my being Viveka, in the dream world, seeing the dream world through senses by the dreamer, and in the mind, having those desires for those dream objects and feeling that they are so necessary that I'll die without them. Therefore, he does everything to get those objects, prompted by his desires, his raga inside, isn't it? How much realistic they appear, the ragadi at that time. Tell him, ye kamana ko chodo, ye ragadi ko chodo. He says, I cannot live without them. A dreamer. But the moment he wakes up, remember, the world is gone, the objects are gone, the faculties are gone, then the ragadi inside, the slavery inside also is gone. With this example, we must know that the reasons because of which we are not able to give up the world, called as our own inner desires or ragadi, are illogical, not required. They are the ones who are binding us. Knowing that the ragadi in my mana are the cause of my bondage to this world is a great achievement. Great achievement. Then get rid of them. And what is getting rid of them? Just drop them, khatam, 1 minute mein ho jata hai. Nothing to do, just drop it. So in this way, the mrityu is avidya tamaha, pasha is pashyate iti vishayaha arupadaya. Chinatti chedanam karoti. The beautiful way Shankara tells to us this thing, giving us a chance, testing us. For understanding is, he says, कि ऐक्य रूप स्वप्रकाशाग्निना दहति इत्यर्थः. ऐक्य रूप स्वप्रकाश अग्निना दहति. ऐक्य रूप स्वप्रकाश agni means awakened to the experience that I am that Brahman. Awakened to that experience that I am that Brahman is called as Agni. That awakening, that knowledge, that prakasha, that experience, that realization is called Agni. In that, the avidya, tamaha, which is called mrityu, it is also burnt, bhasmi kuroti. So too, the vishayas and the desire for the vishayas, that also gets burnt. Isn't it? Like you take the example of realized saints, Puja Gurudev. Will he still have the desire for the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha that he wants to have bhoga with them? उनका उपास भस्म हो गया है. There is nothing in the world seen as an object of enjoyment. Because he is not a jiva with the upadhi. Because he already realized himself to be the Brahman. Tamevam viditva. Tamevam jnatva mrityupashan shinati. You cannot have the mrityu, the avidya tamaha, nor the pasha of that longing inside for having the bhoga of the Shabda Swarshadi through the Indriyas and Mana. ये सब मोह में जो होता है, डेल्यूजन में जो होते हैं, उनके लिए even somebody understands the Siddhanta Jnana of the Vedanta, that he also will get out of these indulgences. Siddhanta Jnana say. Really the Siddhanta, when it is made as an experience that I am Brahman, then how can there be any further passion? Think about this mantra. So this we try to go through once yesterday, twice. It's our job, each one of us. I will not stop here by speaking on this shloka and say that I have done my job. I have to do my homework of my manana chintana for my clarity and sadhana. So to every one of us. Now, let's start the study of the mantra Solaha. For this also, Bhagavan Adi Shankara gave Adbhuta Sambandha Bhashyam. We'll see the Sambandha Bhasha, we'll see the mantra and mantrartha, then we study the mantra with Bhashya and see in this shloka how the Shwethashwathara Rishi, Shruthi Mata are again guiding us in our deeper understanding and conviction about the self as well as the sadhana to be done. Sambandha Bhashya we are starting with. Bhagavan Shankara says ki parasya, again of the same Parama Atma Tattva, Brahma Tattva, Atyanta Ati Sukshmatamatvam. Atyanta and Ati, Sukshma and Tama. See, three words are used. Atyanta itself is extreme. Ati again. Then Sukshma Tama, superlative. Atyanta Ati Sukshma Tama. Therefore, unless our intellect becomes such a Sukshma, it cannot intellectually comprehend, nor it can develop the intuitive power to be able to comprehend or apprehend or reach to it. In fact, in the final experience of that self, which is Ati Sukshmatama, Atyanta Ati Sukshmatama, the effort putting intellect also dissolves. वो सूक्ष्म होकर वो विदर अभी हो जाता है, then that सूक्ष्म अनुभूति happens, and it's not like any अनुभूति of the outer worldly things. That's why it's inexplicable. So parasya atyanta ati sukshma tamatvam of the Paramatma is atyanta and ati and sukshma tama. That is his one quality, which is told in the mantra. Second one is ananda atishayavatvam. He is ananda atishayatvam, extreme happiness. That there is no happiness greater more than this. So atyanta atisukshmatvam, ananda atishayatvam. So that will be told in this mantra about the Paramatma. So therefore, who is Paramatma? Atyanta ati sukshma tama. Superlative. Tama is not tamasya. Tama is superlative. Uttara uttama. Second is ananda atishayatvam. Do ho gaye. Third one is nirdoshavatvam. In him there are no dosha or blemish of any sort. Nirdoshavatvam. Chautha jiveshu ati sukshmataya swarupena avasthitatvam. In all the jivas, atyanta sukshma rupena, as their own inner swarupa, real self, avasthitatvam, he is staying in them. Fourth point. Then sarvasyapi, for all the things, satta adi pradataya, by providing or giving sat and chit aspects to everything, vyapitvam. That's how he is called as all pervading. Why you call Paramatma as all pervading? Because he is the giver of the satta spurana to everything. Wherever satta spurana are there, that is given by him. Therefore, to give it, he should be there. Therefore, he is sarvavyapi. Sarvavyapittvam. Then the last, sixth one is tad ekatva jnanat. When one realizes oneness with that Paramatma Tattva, pashahanim, the removal of the pasha, the ropes are cut asunder. Binding ropes are cut asunder. Cha darshayati. So these five things are told. Atyanta anisukshmatamatvam, then ananda atisayatvam, then nirdoshavatvam, then jiveshu sukshmataya swarupena avasthitatvam, fifth sarvasya sattadi pradataya vyapitvam, the last one tadekatva jnanat pashahanihi pashahanim chandarshan. In this shloka, these six aspects are touched upon, already told. Therefore, when we study the mantra with Bhashya, it becomes obvious. We have to do the churning of these mantra and mantrartha deeply for that knowledge to arrive to us, to stay with us all the time. ये ज्ञान हमको मिलकर वो हमेशा हमारे साथ में रहना. So what he is doing in every of the mantra, the swarupa or tatastha lakshana of the tattva are told. And when you realize your oneness with it, you are freed from all limitation, freed from all bondages, freed from all miseries, etc., which all hearts are seeking. So the Upanishads teach us the direct path for the moksha. And in no other paddhati, moksha is achieved at all. Forget about it being direct or indirect. दूसरे सारे व्यवहारों में बंधन ही है, not moksha. Only in the vyavahara of trying to identify with this Brahman that there is the possibility of moksha. In the other vyavahara, it is sure, guaranteed that we are going to be bound on. Chant the mantra 2 times. Om घृतात् परं मण्डमिवाति सूक्ष्मं ज्ञात्वा शिवं सर्वभूतेषु गूढं विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा देवं मुच्यते सर्वपाशैः. Again, घृतात् परं मण्डमिवाति सूक्ष्मं ज्ञात्वा शिवं सर्वभूतेषु गूढं विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा देवं उच्यते सर्वपाशैः. So, Paramatma is first line में अति सूक्ष्म. अति सूक्ष्म के साथ साथ ही he is of the nature of so much happiness. That also is said by giving the example. Example is Ghrutat Param Mandam Iva. So Ghrutat Param Mandam Iva Ati Sukshma. Like milk made into curd, made into buttermilk, churned, then the butter comes. That butter, or when it is clarified, it becomes clarified butter, you call it as ghee. So that ghee, it's a surface layer, the fragrance of it, it's from pure milk. And to look at it also and to feel that this ghrata, when I take, whole body becomes energetic and healthy. That's why in Ayurveda, with regard to this ghrata or ghee, one sutra is said. So powerful it is. It is said in one sutra, Ayurvai Ghritam. That's it. Sara Jivan, Jivan ka Shakti, Dirghayu Ityadi, they are all existing in the Ghritam only. That's why Runam Kritva Ghritam Pibet. Yavat Jivet Sukham Jivet. इसलिए घी खा के जीना, प्योर घी. But the point is, according to the eaten ghee, we have to exercise also. Naito that becomes fat. And then we become fat. Then one day flat. So Ayurvai Ghritam. So as Sukshma as the Ghruta, Ghruta is why Sukshma. When you see the ghee, it is so clearly seen. Why do you call it as Sukshma? Means you see the process of it. It was in the milk, then the curd, then the butter. Then the fourth stage is ghee, no? From that way, you have to understand it is said as ghee. It's said as Ghrutam is said as Sukshma. Then it is Ghrutat Param Mandam is that above the ghee, that layer which is so enchanting to see and serve and enjoy. So Ghrutat Param Mandam Iva Ati Sukshmam is that Paramatma. Then Shivam is the auspicious one. Then Sarva Bhuteshu Gudham. He is the one there, Gudha, hidden in every beings, every thing. Then Vishwasya Ekam Pariveshtitaram, again which has come earlier mantras also, the one who is permeating the whole world. Then Jnatva Devam, having known such Paramatma, Uchate Sarvapashi. So in the earlier Jnatva, the Siddhanta Jnana about his Tatastha Lakshanas. In the second Jnatva, the meaning is knowing him to be our own self. When these two are done, Sarva Bhashaihi Muchyate. One gets freed from all Bhasha bondages. Upadhi Tadatmya is the Pasha. Through the Upadhis, the Jagat Tadatmya is the Pasha. Both of them go away. When the self is realized, in the experience of the self, all of these get dissolved. The reality given to them goes away. Therefore, we get freed from the clutches. बढ़िया है ये वाला अनुभूति. We have to try for it. What is the Bhashyartham? Let's come tomorrow to study. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamada पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे नमः। तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Some 20 minutes, let us study Gita one shloka.